All right, working some high-pace squats. You can see Coach Levi is using his arms for momentum. Let's go. Gate swings for this exercise. So you can see you're jumping into a squat, using your hands on your thighs for a little bit of support, and then jumping back with your feet together. Your turn.
Donkey kick push-up. With our wide hand position, we drop into our push-up and simultaneously complete our donkey kick. As we raise up from our push-up, we bring our knee through for a knee strike. Your turn. You'll need a cable, pulley, and some dumbbells for this next program. Romanian deadlifts. Now this is a little bit different to doing it with a barbell because the weight's not pushing you down, it's pushing you forward. So the angle's going to be a little bit different, but the concept's still the same. So you've got to make sure that your feet are staying parallel, knees are right on top of it, and it's like a squat and a stiff leg deadlift all in one. So you're dropping down into the squat, but you're also leaning forward. As you lean forward, you try to maintain your spine, so we're not going to hunch over. Arms don't do any rowing through this exercise either. They're just there to hold the handles. Your turn to try it.
stiff leg deadlift for this one. So real emphasis on your hamstrings for this exercise. You can see that my feet are parallel, knees are right over the top, and what I'm doing with this one, it's a deadlift, but I'm keeping my knees soft straight through this one, so I'm not actually squatting down with it at all. I'm focusing on working the lower back, and I'm getting that really good stretch in the hamstrings as I do it as well. Now the weight will pull you forward rather than pull you down, so it's going to feel a little bit different, but it's still going to get the job done quite well. Your turn to try this one. Bulgarian Lunge. Now you can do this with or without a dumbbell. So if you're comfortable, hold the dumbbell in front of you. If not, lose your dumbbell. So we want to make sure we're producing a fairly lengthy lunge and your shin bone is remaining vertical for this exercise. Your opposite knee gets really close to the floor, and then we're going to lift straight back up. Your turn to try it.
All through
Working some donkey kicks for this one. Now I'm not using any dumbbells, however I am using my forearms and placing my weight on the bench for the extra support. Now I really just want to focus on those hamstrings and glutes, and you want to make sure that you maintain the same bent angle in your knees, so we don't want to release that. You want to make sure you keep it the whole time. Then you change legs and hit the other side as well. Your turn. Thruster for this exercise, but we're going to do it with a neutral grip. So basically you squat down, and then as you come up, it's like a neutral grip shoulder press all the way up the top, and it's all in one motion. As you drop down, we're going to try and get your elbows as close to your knee as you can, whilst keeping your back nice and neutral, and pumping out a bunch of reps from there. Your turn to try this one. courtesy lunges. So this is like doing a regular lunge, but you're going to step back at 45 degrees to emphasize the outer glutes. Make sure your lunges are quite lengthy, your knees just off the floor, and you're stepping back with your feet together. You've got to make sure you control your back, and you've got to make sure there's no rowing with the hands either. Your turn to try this one. Isometric squat for this one. So you want to make sure you start with your feet parallel. You want to make sure that you drop down into a 90-degree bend. So you can see that I'm doing that. So I'm 90 degrees at the hips. I'm also 90 degrees at the knees as well. And we're just going to maintain this position for the next 45 seconds. Your turn. Okay, I'm going to use the tip of the bench for some dumbbell hips thrusters for this one. So we're going to place the dumbbell on your hip. We're going to start right at the bottom, so with your butt almost touching the floor, and then we're going to lift into what looks like a glutes bridge using the bench for that additional range. Push all the way up and then release again. Your turn. Working some sumo squats right on top of the bench. So I'm using the bench for support. I'm going to get really close so you can almost even touch the bench if you had to. And you've got your arms extended for this one. So you're going to get some isometric action happening upstairs in the shoulders and the arms as well. Your turn to try this one. Side squat. So I'm using the bench to support one of my legs when I'm doing the side squat. Now you can do this with or without a dumbbell, it's up to you. But the important thing is make sure you keep your knee out, drop down into that side squat, and we want to make sure that we've got perfect control of that support leg when you do it. Keep your upper body as upright as you can as well. Your turn to try it. Abduction of the legs using the dumbbell for some extra weight for this one. So you can see I'm keeping my knee nice and straight and my foot's horizontal. So this is really important. If your toes are starting to point up, then your hip's not in the right place and you need to make an adjustment there. We'll do this on both sides. So try one side and then turn around and hit the other side as well. working some squats for this exercise, and we're going to add some calves raises at the top of it as well. So all the way down into a squat with parallel feet, and then come right to the top, get the calves raised in, and put a little pause at the top as well. Now you've got to make sure you don't do any rowing with your hands. The arms are staying nice and still. They're just there to hold the handles. That's all the arms do. Make sure your spine remains nice and neutral as well. Your turn. Okay, dropping down into a wall sit for the next minute. So what we want to do with this one is you're dropping down much like a squat. You want to make sure you've got 90-degree knees and your spine's nice and neutral and you're nice and relaxed. And we're just going to get that squeeze of the quadriceps and glutes for the next minute. Your turn. Well done for finishing your workout, guys. Please take a few minutes to stretch and cool your body down now.